Having worked in the construction, energy and resources sectors for over 12 years, I've seen technology come a long way. But the challenges of getting power to remote locations still remains one of the key drivers of energy poverty. My name is Victor and I'm the founder of UpSol, a social enterprise with a renewable energy solution. Our business is based on a rental model, and we've approached potential clients in the civil construction sector who experience the challenges we address, and they want to be part of our growth journey by participating in proof of concept projects. As a social enterprise, our business will allocate resources to providing rapidly deployable renewable energy solutions to charities in response to natural and humanitarian disaster relief, powering remote communities. UpSol's purpose is to get renewable energy solutions to where it's needed most, particularly where there is a current over-reliance on diesel generators, such as the civil construction, mining, agriculture, utilities and event sectors. The Australian market for diesel generators is worth more than $680 million per year. Our solutions are designed and sized to match or exceed our clients' operational requirements. Our beachhead focuses on the civil construction market, where the adoption of this technology will have the greatest environmental and commercial impact. Global fuel prices are hovering at near record highs and has never been more volatile, so we need better energy security, and we can achieve this by reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. We're working with global manufacturers to develop off-grid solar generators powerful enough to run industrial equipment with added battery energy storage, lowering operating costs without harmful emissions. Our systems will be capable of replacing diesel generators with an operating capacity of up to 100 kVA, commonly found in temporary and long-term commercial use. We're developing a network of local clients by becoming a pre-qualified and preferred supplier for the provision of remote energy solutions addressing their business needs. Our sustainable growth will enable us to foster connections with local industry to enhance domestic R&D and eventually manufacturing. To deliver our social impact where it's needed, we're growing our network of charities and NGOs as implementation partners on the ground, where their expertise enables them to have the greatest impact for resource allocation. We've studied the competitive landscape for diesel generators and have established that our renewable energy alternative will deliver up to 30% cost savings over regular diesel power generation, taking into consideration the cost of diesel fuel, fuel delivery and engine maintenance for the life of the equipment. Our projected gross margin is in excess of 45%, while still remaining commercially advantageous over the diesel alternative. This gives us significant scope for a reinvestment and redistribution of profits to realise the social impact mission. When we attain 15% market share for our product segment, we will be in a position to generate upwards of $5 million EBIT per annum. We are also projected to raise $3 million in order to scale the business, which at this pre-funding stage has drawn keen interest from discussions with potential investors. We're committed to our social impact mission, and that translates into thousands of hours of donated renewable energy. By converting commercial customers and humanitarian organisations over to our systems, we estimate that over 14,000 tonnes of carbon dioxide abatement will be realised annually. We exist to make renewable energy accessible for NGOs and communities living in energy poverty. And we can do that by addressing a real business problem faced by our clients, whether it be by reducing their operating costs, fuel bill, or reaching their sustainability goals. We empower them to transition to a lower cost and emissions future. Thank you.
And we've got Victor joining us from Austria. What time is it in Austria? Oh, there we are. You're on mute.
The classic
There
you're
we
on
go.
mute trick. It's,
It's quite the time to be on mute, but you've actually worked out where to push the button. That's great. So what time is it in Austria, Victor?
yeah, so thanks. It's 9:53 in Austria at the moment, so it's we've got the day ahead of us.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's a bit
Excellent.
too early for champagne.
Never too early for champagne. I'm now going to turn it over to the judges, and all 5 judges can ask questions if they want to, but it looks like Simon has the microphone.
Perfect. Can you hear me? Yeah. Victor,
Yes.
can you just explain, you said it's a social enterprise, but you're offering a product that's competitive against diesel generators. In what sense is it a social enterprise, and how are you balancing, how are you going to get involved with, supplanting diesel generators purchased by civil engineers or whatever versus what NGOs need?
Yeah, so the civil engineering companies would be the commercial clients, so they'd be paying for these systems on a rental basis. A lot of these companies at the moment already rent their diesel generators because of the project environment they work in. They're very capital constrained, so they do rely on a rental lease type model. For the NGOs and charities, what we would do is donate the same systems as part as using profit to redistribution of profits from the commercial part of the business to the charities. And we've already had conversations with the Red Cross, the Victorian SES, to field their interest, and speaking to one of the emergency crisis management managers at the Victorian SES, they've shown a very keen interest to adopt this technology into bushfire or storm response work. So this is where we where we would redeploy this type of equipment as a gifting kind to charities. Yeah.
So they win their jobs by, being the lowest bidder. It's a very competitive market. How do you approach them and persuade them that this is a good thing they should be doing? Because this is possibly extra complexity and extra cost.
Yeah, so actually this would be on paper, as far as we've tested it, lower cost. So I used to work in the civil construction and mining space, and I worked in the bidding project teams as well. So there is a little bit of I guess understanding how things work on the other side of the fence. And that's definitely guiding the way I approach proposals, and also dealing with, I guess, the risks that these companies are trying to mitigate. And for them, the complexity is in the reporting of dealing with social enterprises. So in Victoria, we've got the Victorian Social Procurement Framework, which does set out how these companies need to deal with social enterprises to participate within major government-funded tenders. And so that also is a key driver for engagement with social enterprises, in that there is this expectation that these companies, in bidding for major projects, do spend 3% of their contract value on social procurement. So these projects are worth billions of dollars. And if you take, for example, the Northeast Link freeway project that's being built in the next 10 to 15 years, so I think 10 years, that's $6 billion plus. So there's $180 million more or less allocated to social procurement, which we do need more capacity in the social enterprise space to actually meet that demand as well.
Great. Thanks so much, Victor. We're going to say goodbye to you. We're almost up with time.
Just one
quick question. You've got 2 seconds.
After natural disasters, it's often really cloudy or smoky for days and days. Would the solar work in that setting?
Yeah, so there are challenges with that, and it will be a matter of a fit for purpose scenario. So if it is cloudy after a storm, and the idea would be to bring in the systems fully charged. So there's three days of storage in each system. These are also designed to power remote communities. So they'd be discharging power on cloudy days and recharging on sunny days. And so it is about sizing for the right application.
Great. Thanks so much, Victor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you all.
All right. We are going slightly over time, but we're going to keep going forward.